So this week I listened to American Beauty 50th Anniversary Edition by the Grateful Dead. I was more interested in the live show attached to this, to 1871 at the Port Theater. Pretty interesting. There's a Dark Star sandwich that's really massive with the first ever wharf rat.
I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight.
Mind melter of a show. Up next, Neil Young's Hitchhiker. This is a whole bunch of unreleased, now released of course, acoustic takes of famous songs like Powderfinger, the Old Country Waltz. Beat by King Crimson. I own this, but this is like a first pressing. Primarily interested because Adrian Belew kind of took over on Beat. He overdubbed a bunch of stuff. This sounds completely different than the 2019 remaster I have, which was cut and approved with Robert Fripp's supervision, lead guitarist. It's 80s new wave pop progressive rock, but it sounds way different this first pressing. Up next, Donald Fagen, Nightfly. It's basically autobiographical Donald Fagen story, growing up in the suburbs, lost love, listening to tunes. It has that really popular song, IGY, on it. I'm still getting into, this whole Fagen scene, but I am into the Steely Dan, as you know. Album. It takes the studio musicians of, Asia, Royal Scam, Chuck Rainey. Also, you have Jeff Porcaro, who played a lot on Katie Lied, and then Marcus Miller on bass. Marcus Miller's most famous for playing with Miles Davis on Tutu, and many other albums. And of course, Larry Carlton, which, always has great solos. But yeah, the Night Flight's interesting. I have to listen to it some more, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Up next, Belly, Erica Freyas.
Strong child on the North Beach, just east of the Dark Sea.
This is just an excellent display of her prowess as a guitarist, with really good stream of conscience lyrics. Like, it's some of the best stream of conscience lyrics I've ever heard. I discovered this album back in high school when Freyas stopped by the Machine Shop Arcade in Langley, Washington. And I remember just sitting there with my friend Jacob Medeiros, who also worked at the arcade, and we were just like enthralled. Like, she commanded the room. It's an amazing, spiritual moment. Definitely a reflection's gonna come in the mast at some point. But yeah, the easiest description I've heard of this album, if you really want a genre, is acoustapunk. It's a timeless album, I think. At least for me, it holds a deep place in my heart, and lyrics are still applicable today. That's pretty impressive, considering I was listening to this in junior year of high school when it was all edgy and that kind of stuff. Anyhow, this has been Fulton's Music Room. Talked about some Grateful Dead, talked about Erica Freyas, King Crimson, Neil Young, Donald Fagen, and that's about it. So tune in next week, same time, Tuesdays, and as always, keep rocking in the free world.